Yeah, boy, left the food, Byron. Byron, come out the car, left the food, hurry up. Right. Look up behind there. Come the way, boy, you know you can't move, come, boy. No jump, ease up, no jump.
The peeps, looking at this video, I know that a lot of you out there are saying that this Rasta man is greedy and that this Rasta man is a bellias, he's not a real Rasta, and so on and so forth. But one thing you all got to understand, everybody struggle different. You don't know the tribulation that the Rasta man went through to get that one box of food where you see him with it. Chances are you don't know how much karate and martial arts are going with the worm them in a film belly, not twist up him tripe, you know. You see me? And one thing we can tell the people, and the Rasta man understand this. You see, if you die of hunger, believe me, your soul will never be able to rest. So when you see a man suffer and pass away, trust me, his soul can't rest. So you don't make the sense to type RIP because he can never rest in peace. When you die of hunger, your soul cannot rest. And that the Rasta man know for sure. So I don't want to know laugh and I say, oh, the Rasta man hold on for him food and the Rasta man.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was a heroic act of a Jamaican man trying to save up his food. And of course, you know, food is very important. Food is very essential. Probably you don't know you don't know what the Jamaican man was going through to come and save up his food, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, hunger is starvation is very dangerous. You know, starvation is really, really, really bad. I don't see anything wrong with what the Jamaican man did, and anybody on his shoes would have done the same. Maybe he's trying to save even food for his family, ladies and gentlemen. But again, this disaster, Hurricane Melissa, it has caused a lot of problems. It has caused a lot of disasters, and you know, and even in the midst of Hurricane Melissa, some tourists still found time to come in and complain about, you know, what unnecessary things like breakfast. Honestly, that is not right.
The hurricane is hitting us directly. There's 0 commercial flights out of here, and if we don't leave here, we're gonna get stuck for who knows how long. If anybody knows anybody who can get us out of Jamaica, we don't care. We'll go anywhere in the United States. We just need to get out of Jamaica.
What do you mean 0 out of 10 service? What do you mean they don't care? Send help. Send help for you? When you're traveling to another country, when you're traveling specifically to an island, the first thing that you do is research the best times of year to go there. This is hurricane season. Melissa didn't just pop up out of nowhere like, hey, bitch. No. This is the season.
I'm gonna need for the Americans that's in Jamaica right now during Hurricane Melissa to just pipe the fuck down and stop being so damn insensitive. We get it. You booked a vacation to Jamaica. You don't want to get a refund. You can't get a refund. Whatever the case may be, you had to still go. Please stop making light of Hurricane Melissa. At the end of the day, I'm from the city of the New Orleans who experiences hurricanes quite often, and the insensitivity of some of y'all is fucking outrageous and ridiculous. This is not a game. You're gonna come back to the U.S. to your warm, cozy, beautiful house, and some of these people are gonna be without. They're gonna lose everything. So please, if you're on vacation and you're stuck on vacation in Jamaica, make the best of whatever you can, but stop making light of the situation, especially because of those locals that's out there serving y'all drinks, serving y'all food, while they have to worry about their families being safe, making sure that they have a home to go to. Come on, y'all. Please stop it.
Yo, the attitude of some of the tourists in Jamaica right now is pissing me off. Because how can some of you be so tone deaf? Half of Jamaica is currently being swept away, and I'm seeing videos of tourists complaining about the food and the service they're receiving. Yo, to have the audacity to abuse the people who are still making sure you're well fed and are looking after you in the middle of a natural disaster that they're more affected by than you is really something. And to be frank, I don't care. Don't want to hear it. Stop your noise. Some of us watching from the diaspora have got family, friends and loved ones who we can't even contact because of what's going on. But see you, when this is all over, you get to go home. You get to be with your family. You are not going to be left dealing with the aftermath of this hurricane. Let me repeat that for those in the back. You are not going to be left dealing with the aftermath of this hurricane. So I implore all of you to do three things, please. Have sense, show some compassion, and be grateful. My people don't deserve abuse because they can't cook you oxtail and curry goat in the middle of a Category 5 storm. Get out my face.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's unbelievable. Truly, it's unbelievable that some people still had time to complain about very unnecessary things like food. Imagine you're complaining about breakfast while Jamaica is on the middle of crisis. This world does not revolve around you. The universe does not revolve around you. You're complaining about breakfast. What about another Jamaican who has lost his entire home? What about Jamaicans who have lost their family members during this hurricane? Are you thinking about them? Are you thinking about the rest of the people that you are in the hotel? Because some of these tourists, they were complaining about the management, the hotel. Out of all things, you're complaining about the customer service. The customer service, out of all things that you could have, pray to God for. Instead even for saving your life, asking God at least to thank God that at least you are in a better position, you are in a much safer position, you still find time to complain about very, very unnecessary things that nobody cares about. At this point, nobody cares about customer service. Nobody will listen to you or customer service. Jamaica is facing a crisis. Jamaica is facing hurricane crisis. How do you expect someone to cook, to prepare the best breakfast for you while Jamaica is in the middle of the crisis? Honestly, does it make sense? Have some humanity. Have some humanity within you, within yourself. Please, it's not right. It's uncouth. It's dangerous. It's bad. Think about the rest of the people. What about the rest of the people? Yeah, you're complaining, oh, the food is so little. Yeah, because the management has to ration this food. You're not the only one who is going to eat this food. There are other people. What about all the rest of these other people that are also going to eat food? You're just thinking about yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It's too much with these entitled tourists, ladies and gentlemen.
So why couldn't we leave when y'all fucking feeding us pastries for breakfast and we still had to pay full price to stay here? Like, come on.
May I ask where you're going now?
We going to get something to eat.
Everything closed across the street. Everything closed. Gas station, shopping mall, everything closed.
So what are y'all doing for gas? You all knew this storm was coming, right? So you gonna give us bag lunches, bag breakfast, some pastries? That's so disrespectful.
Okay, so now that this hurricane is almost over or ready to exit at this point, here's a couple of things that I saw on the internet that I did not appreciate from Americans as a Jam American myself. I'm going to read it off of my computer. So starting number 1. Americans whining and complaining about food and customer service in a Category 5 hurricane. Where do you think you're at? How dare you? First and foremost, if you're going to a country, you're going to do some research about that country. Even probably a couple of weeks before you even start to travel, you're starting to look at the weather. So you should have known that Jamaica has hurricane season. Secondly, when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, you're going to go home and you're going to fly home on American Airlines, Delta, or whatever airlines you took to go to Jamaica, and you're going to go home to your nice, cozy home. Some of these people that you're going to leave behind in Jamaica don't have a home to go back home to. They don't even have their families. They probably lost their families. Also, you may have forgot that you're not the only one that's in the hotel. There's a millions of other people inside the hotel. So yes, they have to think about how they're going to ration these foods over the course of the days to make sure everybody eats. So excuse me if you got a little less or it wasn't your taste. These people are risking their lives to stay with you guys in a hotel, and you're worried about customer service or them not giving you the extra 5-star restaurant food. Second thing I didn't appreciate, and I feel like some of y'all Americans were being a little shady about it, especially this one guy that I saw that he usually talks about breaking the news. And I feel like at first he was being shady, but then he saw all the Jamaicans coming down on him at one point. But Second point I did not appreciate is Americans complaining about Jamaicans not taking anything serious. First of all, I found it very ironic because us as Black Americans especially, we don't take nothing serious. Get that out the way. Second thing is, not to be shady to the Dominican Republic, but the Dominican Republic got flooded out too. And you should see them on my FYP. They're over here swimming, dancing in the rain, and they're having the time of their lives. So what were the Jamaicans supposed to do? Sit there and worry, especially when they cannot evacuate? But I'm going to go into the next part about that. Third, thank you for the concern, because some of you were genuinely concerned, but telling Jamaicans to evacuate and leave their island. And I have a question for everybody, every American that said that. Are you going to provide the Jamaicans with visas and passports? And if so, are you going to provide them with food, shelter, and water? Let's put it like this. Let's make the comparison to Hurricane Katrina and New Orleans. I think Netflix came out with a documentary series about that. And I saw on that documentary series how a lot of these people in New Orleans could not evacuate because they could not afford to evacuate. So they had nowhere to go. So it's kind of like the same thing because, yes, they went through a hurricane too. Jamaica has gone through a hurricane just like how America has gone through hurricanes. Yeah, some of these people cannot afford to evacuate. So where do you want them to go? Now, my fourth and last thing, hopefully it's the fourth, I've lost count. But the fourth and last thing that I did not appreciate is how American media or foreign media portrayed Jamaica. This part I specifically wrote down, so just walk with me. I said I also didn't appreciate as an American how foreign media only showed the underdeveloped areas and made it look as if all Jamaicans lived in a hut or shanty towns or tenement yards, that if a good hurricane came, it would destroy Jamaica beyond repair. Granted, yes, we do have underdeveloped areas, but most houses, especially in modern day today, are built with concrete. If anything, Jamaicans would probably have to worry about their roof blowing off or getting damaged by debris or the trees falling. My thing with us Americans, the same way we want people to sympathize with us, we need to sympathize with people. And that was not sympathetic with a lot of things that I saw. Even people fighting in the hotel in a time like this when everybody should be uniting in a Category 5 hurricane. And I'm not just talking about the resort, but if you cannot respect a person's country in total and respect the culture there and respect how they maneuver, then just don't go there, period.
Yeah, go on now, go on. Right. Where am I go? You're going too far. Where am I going to water, man? You say if you need a shirt, it's better, dog. I can't bottom side of that, but go up. You hold him, man. You're balling. Hey, no follow my page. Tough or no tough? Come in. How are you? You think you're going away today?